This time at the Quick Speed Shop, back in the shop, working on the C10. Long box to short box, step side conversion. And we're still in the teardown process. We're going to go in and rip some junk out of the cab and formulate more of a game plan here. Look around at the interior and figure out what needs to come off. Here we go. We're starting right now. Like I said, C10. Boom. Last time I went over some facts and figures. Already blew the budget just by doing the math. Yikes. So anyways, things that got to come out of here. Last time I got some new battery cables put in, just preparing, and got rust in my roof. It's bad. So let me tear some of the stuff out that we don't need. The battery's off. I want to get the stupid CD player out of here. That can go. Got some parts in the box. Got the seat. What's going on here? How does this flip? Got a blue seat. Got a fuel tank. My fuel gauge is not working. Don't know why. But we'll probably cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh, look how they do with the vents. They run the vents up through the roof. Huh. Wonder where they go. That is curious. Maybe they just go up. You know what? They must go up and come back down and go through the floor. But got the rear seat fuel tank. Actually, I like in-cab fuel tanks. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Man, that's dangerous. You'll die in a fire. Well, maybe if you barrel roll the thing 16 times down a cliff, yeah, maybe. But if you think about it, how often do you get hit so freaking hard in the cab that it like ruptures to the back of the cab of the truck or whatever? It's kind of a safe place to have the fuel tank as long as it doesn't rupture and ignite with you in the truck and the doors are both stuck shut. I don't think it's too bad of a plan. So we're sticking with that. First thing we're going to do, we're going to hog out this CD radio. Got some parts and pieces here. What is going on here? Oh, looks like they have the boom booms in here. Wait a minute. Is there speakers under the seat or behind the seat? Where are you? Come here. Guys, look under there for me. What do you see? Oh, there's boom booms under the seat. Hell yeah, bro. Did you see that? Got the boom booms. Ha ha. All right. Gonna pull them out. This dash pad can come off, probably. The dashes stay in the truck, as far as I know. They're welded to the truck, probably. I don't know. But as you see here, we got some severe rust issues. No cab mount left over here, gone. Tie that in. Both floors are junk. I would like to unbolt the seat and get a look at what's going on here. So maybe we'll do that. But we can take all this nonsense, get all this out of here. And get right in here. Take this dash pad off. Now, I've never worked on one of these trucks ever, so will I figure it out, maybe? Well, it looks like we got some screws that go into the dash here. I'm going to order a new blue, Hawaiian blue. Why won't that screw come out? I don't understand the digicals here. There's one screw. Oh, looks like there's rust in the... How does this work? There's a screw here. Well, I don't know what is going on. That guy doesn't want to come off there, does it? Oop. What in the world? Wait a minute. Is there nuts on the back side of this? Sure feels like it. And this thing is hammered. What is this? Is this a rust hole in the top of the dashboard? Uh-oh. That ain't good. Well, the windshield's got to come out for the fixing the rest of it. We'll attend to that. So it looks like, if I get my head under here, what do we got? Can't see nothing. Ow, sharp. Feels like there's some kind of little speed nut action there. But we got to take the glove box cardboard out. Let's do that very carefully. Truck is originally medium red. It's got a nice glove box cardboard in it. The odometer's showing 70,000, and by like the paint on the interior and like this glove box and stuff, maybe that's hasn't been over at all. I don't know. Now I've never, like I said a second ago, I've never worked on one of these trucks before. Last time I was even in one was back in 1987. Well, that's not true. My friend's got one I've ridden in, but my dad had that one. 87 is when he sold it, so that's the last time I spent serious time in a C10 truck. And I haven't done any research as to how any of this works. So, you know what? I'm going to pop the little glove box right off of here because it's got to get painted anyways, the dash and everything, and it'll be easier to paint it off the truck. So might as well take it apart while we're right here. And I think this pulls and does that. Ta-da! Yes. This is like the nicest part of the truck, this glove box door. Mint. So, this cardboard should come out of here now. Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, how does it come out? Oh no. How do you... I'm gonna take the dash out to get the glove box paper out. It's hitting the heater box. Oh no. Maybe. Hold on a minute. Careful. Careful. It helps that it's all cardboard because you can mush it. Can I get it where you got it to get to go? It was mint-ish. Man, what a fiasco. What? Why? Help me. Well, that was a bummer. Ripped the top of that. The corner was already ripped. But just ripped the crap out of the top of that. That's unfortunate. But, oh, we got wires cut off under here. We got wires jumpered to help me understand. Oh yeah, there is a nuts holding this dash pad on. There's one right there, a little speed nut. There's one there. Okay. Well, I can probably repair this with some tape-ish. At least the bottom is good structure. I'm sure you can buy these repop, but the bottom of it's all right. So this bougie radio setup here, it's got some kind of homemade bracketry cobble in it. Should be able to help. It's got like one screw holding it in there. Hold on. Ow, sharp. What a bunch of nonsense. You know what? This is like a Ford style radio. It's got the 4 things here to pop it in like a Ford. Just the magic of this is to stick these guys in here. Yoink. Yoink. There we go. The side's already popped. Should be able to, which way does it go? This way or that way? There we go. Boom. Ha ha ha. Peterbilt. Radio says Peterbilt on it. You telling me this says 2004 Peterbilt right there. I wonder if, oops. Like Peterbilt like the truck? truck Peterbilt? I don't know. So we've liberated that guy. It was making some noise, and I'm going to guess that maybe it worked with the boom booms. I don't know. I'm thinking I might try to pop the dash out of this guy. And it's got some extra switches. We got a remnants of a choke cable. I know that one of these switches does, I think, the blower motor. Might as well take the instrument cluster out right now, since we're not going to be doing much driving. And I think I got to get it out to get the dash pad off anyways, and the windshield's got to come out and all that. So there's a little sheet metal cover for the bottom of the column. Here are a couple of big self-tappers. And I'm going to save all this. Oh, that would come out, except it's held in there. The floor is actually, the driver's side floor pan is only bad on the edge. This one, the heater core must have leaked at some point, rotted out most of the way, but the replacement pans come all the way over to the transmission tunnel. So that'll be good. I think these come out really fast, these instrument clusters. Just a couple of screws all the way around. And it's nice is the headlight switch and the wiper switch and all that is contained in them. So I think once you pull this off, you just unplug everything and take everything out in one shot, which would be nice. Now, this is just the regular, like, standard instrument cluster. It does have an ammeter gauge for ammeter. That's an accessory. I was on the sheet on the dash, but there's no tack. Usually if you had a tack and went in the center, there's no tack. We might be able to mount one behind there, like a aftermarket tack, and just mount it back there. That'd be kind of cool. I would like to have a tachometer in this truck since it is a standard shift. But I think a couple of screws and this guy would just come out. Hopefully there's easy to undo connections on the back side. Let me think about this. The oil pressure gauge is mechanical though, so you have to think about that. Okay, there we go. That's loose. I just got to figure out how to get these knobs off. I don't know if there's a little set screw or... Oh. Wait a minute. Can I see what's going on? Hold still. Can't see nothing. Little flat blade set screw. Holding that guy on there. Yoink. All right. So that guy comes off. The escutcheon comes off like that. Got the escutcheon for there, and I'm going to guess this guy's the same way. Or is it like a regular headlight switch where you got to reach under there and hit the button? It's probably like the regular one where you got to hit the button. Don't do any research, just guess. That's what I do. Is there a button? Yes, there is. So there's a button on a headlight switch. You pull the switch out and you push the button and the knob comes out. Headlight switches have been like that for years. If you ever worked on one was the same way. So now, this guy, come out of here. I think the speedometer cable needs to come off. And that threads on from the back side of the dash. There we go. I don't know what the electric plugs look like, but you don't have to drop the column to get this out of here, do you? I hope not. Oh, I'm being held on. This lower trim piece is stuck because of that switch plate they got on there. What do we got going on down here? There we go. They got an extra piece of angle iron mounted down here with some switches in it. Is that supposed to be happening? Oh no! I got the sun visors out. I was just beating on the roof and trying to vacuum a little bit of the rust out of the floor, and I knocked some more out of it. And then also, check this out over here. Oh no! Perforation. That's all right. This piece here looks like there's a seam here and a seam here. I can clean this up, drill out the spot welds, cut this back, take this section out, bend up a new piece in my brake, and replace this section here. Clean up. This looks like it's solid here and solid up here in the A-post. So I don't know what's going on here. There might have been a mouse nest or something up on this roof right there. I don't know. Luckily, the outer skin looks solid the whole way. I don't see any rot holes in the outer skin at all. So it looks like it's all on the inner piece. I got the dash out. I'll show you what I had to do over there. These trucks have a mechanical oil pressure gauge, which means oil from the engine comes right into the gauge. Here's the back of it here, and it uses this copper line with a 1/8 inch NPT. This is the engine side, an 1/8 inch NPT fitting that goes in there with a ferrule, and then here's the ferrule that goes into the end of the gauge side. Now my buddy Jack, old man Jack, that's been over here in the video a couple times, he had a motor expire in his Pontiac hot rod. He had an mechanical oil pressure gauge with a nylon line, and it was old, like probably 15 years old, and it snapped. And the car was kind of loud, so he wasn't watching the gauge, and he couldn't hear any tapping or nothing. And ran his car completely out of oil and wrecked the motor. He had a 70 350 4-bolt main Camaro motor in it, which I have the block from. He was going to junk it. I saved the block. I think it can be rebuilt. It can be bored and put a crank in it. But anyways, junked his motor. Then he bought like one of those like 290 horsepower GM crate motors to put in it. But mechanical oil pressure gauge, I'm not a fan of having the line break and shoot all your oil out if you're not paying attention. So I went online, just looking real fast. Here's what the gauge looks like on the front. And people have retrofitted the back of these gauge clusters with like an aftermarket gauge. You take this panel off here, you take the gauge out, and then they cut this and they mount like a 2 1/8 inch electric oil pressure gauge in behind there. So I think I'm going to do that on this truck because like I said, I don't want to take a chance on something like this breaking. It's just a tiny little copper line, and vibration sit there and it can vibrate and snap off. If you didn't catch it right away, you could essentially ruin your engine. So I had to take that out to get the instrument cluster out anyways. See, here is the plug for the gauges to plug into. The oil pressure gauge was here. You actually got to unscrew it from the back before you can pull the gauges out. Here is the speedometer cable. Put the headlight switch back in because it was pulled out of the knob. So I want to still run the truck and I have the headlights on. So I stuck that back in. But I got the gauges out, and I'll show you where the line was. You're not going to be able to see it probably, but down here, I don't know if you can see it. Right here, it's probably hard to see, but I put an 1/8 inch plug in the side of the block where that fitting was. So I can run the engine now. Obviously, I won't have any oil pressure gauge, but I can run the engine. Oil won't come out of the side of the block. And like I said, I'm going to get me a electric oil pressure gauge. I'm a fan of electric oil pressure gauges. Like I said, you're not going to have a problem if they go bad. You're not going to the oil everywhere. I do have a mechanical oil pressure gauge. Let me re-say that. I do have a mechanical oil pressure gauge in my Model A hot rod shop truck, but I used a AN line, like a high pressure AN brake hose line, and I went from 1/8 inch NPT to AN dash whatever the small line is. Have a braided stainless AN line into the truck, and then it hooks to the back of the gauge with that, so it can flex. It's not going to break or anything like that. But obviously, unless I had a custom AN line long made, you're not going to find one this long. I could probably go to a hydraulic place and have them make one, but like I said, I think it's just as easy as put electric gauge in it. I've had good luck with them working. They work on everything else I have, so I'll probably be doing that. I thought about, I'd like to have a tack in this truck. I don't know. See, when they start getting this printed circuit board technology, if you can't really cut that and add a tack behind it. Maybe you could, but I also thought about getting another glove box, like a blank, making a blank here because you can see they're almost identical, and then sinking all custom gauges in it. But I can't really do that because that would take away from cloning my dad's truck. My dad's truck didn't have custom gauges in it back in 1985. It had probably the same instrument cluster as that. I want to say his truck was not, I don't know if it was a high-end one. It had the nicer marker lights on it, but I don't know. I don't remember what the gauges look like. It probably didn't have a tack, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, you can buy these clusters on eBay and stuff with tacks and stuff. But they're pretty pricey. They're $300 or $400. So I don't know. I'll probably just hang one off the column here. There's plenty of room on the column. Just hang one up there that I can get aftermarket. It'd be easy enough. So I'm just tinkering away here. I want to get, like I said, things stripped out. Got the visors out. Gonna unbolt the seat probably. Oh, check these out. I showed these in another video. These are awesome bucket seats I got out of a van. And they're probably from the 70s, but they're like brand new. Like the vinyl is mint on them. They got these awesome armrests. The back, this one, it's got a chunk missing out of the velour, but these would be up against the back of the cab. I'm seriously thinking about, because it's about the right color blue the interior is going to be, seriously thinking about putting these buckets in there. They're low back buckets, so they wouldn't really stick above the back window, even though I like the bench seat. My dad's truck originally had a bench seat in it. The seat covers for these, then the blue vinyl ones, are horrendously expensive. They're like, I want to say they're $300 or $400 for the seat cover. They're like the real nice seat covers. Then you got to pay a upholstery guy to put it on and fix the springs, which I think are broken over here, because I don't have the tools. I guess I get hog ring tools. I have never really messed with upholstery. I could probably recover this bench seat myself, but still, it's like I said, $300 or $400 or whatever the stupid seat cover is. It's like horrendously expensive. And then if the seat's got some bad springs in it, you got to fix that. I paid like $60 for these at the junkyard to pick and pull. And I sat them in the van. They're super freaking comfortable. And I'm thinking I might put them in there. Then I could have a center console in the middle for like holding stuff and drink holders. But I have these mint buckets. I don't know. Something to think about. I pulled them out anyways because they're super awesome. So I'm collecting stuff here. I'm going to take some more things out of the interior. What I think I want to do probably in the next video, might as well start taking things apart. Leave the truck running from here forward. Like I can drive it around without the dash and stuff like that, as long as I don't disable anything. But the box, I don't see any reason why the box can't come right off. I got a trailer. I can pull it off. I'll use the tractor or whatever, pull it off, get it off. I'll set it on a trailer frame, rolled out of the way. My friend Ted might be taking this for his truck for parts. I don't know yet, but get the box off at least, get that out of the way. Tailgate off, pull the rear bumper off. Yeah, and then I can park the truck down around back. It'll still run and drive for me so I can move it around, but once the parts come in for it to do the sheet metal work, once I pull the windshield out, I'm committed to working on it. So as long as I leave the windows and stuff where I can roll it up, I can park it outside for now because I don't have any more indoor storage space at this time. I got the dash pad off. It's got some studs that go through the top of the dash, and you can see here it's got a big crack on it. The underside of it's not rusty or nothing. Oh, look at this. DRC acceptance. Date something 72. That's cool. But it, I could paint it blue to match the Hawaiian blue interior, but it's got cracks in it, or that big crack and stuff like that. I doubt anybody's going to want it, but I'll save it, take it to a swap meet, maybe, so maybe somebody recovers them, but I doubt it. You can get them repop. But the dash is all pretty much cleaned out here now. I do have a problem. Got a rot hole through it here, so when the windshield comes out, I'm going to have to weld up that hole. I got everything pulled out of here. I took another screw out of the bottom of the heater controls, and I just swung them down out of the way, so when I paint the dash, I can just mask off behind that. I'll probably take the ignition switch out when I get done moving it around a couple times, and then later on when I take the engine out, I'm going to take the side of the heater box off because I got some rust on the toe board up behind where the heater core must have been leaking. But that's pretty much all I can do right now for the interior. I'll probably blow the door panels off later, but for now I need the window cranks to roll up and down, so probably leave that for now. I'm not sure where I am video-wise here, but it seems like it's getting to be a bit long, but I do want to start stripping the front end off too, I think, while I got it in here, and start preparing for the box removal. And I'm watching Murder, She Wrote. So I'll probably concentrate on taking the grill and the bumper and the box off next time, because I think I spent a lot of time, I lost track here because I went over a couple days, but I think I spent a lot of time monkeying around with the interior. But we got everything stripped down now. I did some talking about it, so there's also that. But we got the cowl exposed. I got to vacuum some more of this out. What was that? Oh no! I lost you guys. The microphone went away. So I got the cowl exposed here. And clean that up. When I paint this, I'm probably going to scuff all this and paint it flat black inside here instead of body color, because it's hard to get in there with dirt and stuff. So I'm going to paint this that you'll see behind the cowl vent black, and then this will be blue, which actually this is under the cowl vent, but this will be blue anyways. And then the top here, like I said, I'm probably going to paint the top of the cowl blue down to here. Then I'm going to paint all this satin black behind the engine and the fender wells, and the inside edge of the fenders will be black. My friend Ted just hooked me up with a new old stock fender for that side, so I'm good to go there. I still got to find the fender for this side. Got pinholes here. There's rod on the bottom. The inner fenders look good. When I was just spraying the bolts down to get ready to take the bumper off, I noticed there is rot all through the bottom of the core support that I didn't see before. So when I get that turned down, I see how structural it is. I might be able to just cut the bottom off and replace it with a piece of angle iron or something like that, weld it back up, because I really don't want to spend $200 or $300 on a new core support now too. Kind of want to not waste all the money on the build. But I'm starting to inventory the parts here. I'm bagging and tagging. I made a mistake on the Dodge truck. I took the whole thing apart and like all the hardware was loose, and it was a real chore to put it all back together. I ended up replacing a lot of it because a lot of it was rusty. But anyways, I've been bagging and tagging. I got all the bolts here. I got the dash part bolts and screws in there. So that's working out good. The cowl panel is not rusty, but it's got multiple layers of paint on it now, and it's going to be a whole lot of sanding. I'll probably have this plastic media blasted along with the doors, because it'll take 2 seconds to blast the paint off. It'll be a lot easier than sanding it by hand. And I'll get that painted up. Yeah, pretty much got this thing ready to go. When I take the truck apart all the way, get the cab off and stuff, and send the doors out, I'll take the glass out, take the door panels off, and all that stuff. But right now, I'm going to leave it that way so I can roll it up. So I guess next time we'll get into dropping the bumper off, pull the grill out, the grill and the surround out, and then try to get the box off. I'm going to start working on that now, start spraying the bolts and getting them ready. But like I said, I want to leave the truck drivable, running and driving, so I can move it around to work on it. But I want to start getting it ready. Might as well start disassembling it, because the longer I wait, the longer it's going to take. So it's May now, first part of May, so I'm planning on probably end of the month into like early part of June. I've got some other stuff I want to work on, and in the meantime get this thing kind of half down, and then decide to pull the cab off, get the motor out, strip the frame down, and send the frame and the doors out to get blasted. So probably by the middle to the end of June, we'll be painting the chassis and fixing the cab and getting that go, and then working on it throughout the summer. So I guess that's it on this one. The old C10, she's starting to come apart. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Somehow I got sucked into working on rusty junk again. How does that always happen? Oh, because I can't afford to buy nice cars. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bam. Here at the Quick Speed Shop.